Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Mike Famlott. You're about to embark on a show called In the Shadow of Big Red Eye. It's a Bigfoot show where we go out across the country looking for Bigfoot. Wow, you can totally not see me right now. Holy lordy. Sorry. Anyways, it is 3 o'clock a.m. and we are up looking at the Aurora Borealis. Unfortunately, we're a little too far south and you can't see it. And you all can't see that either, but it's just a black sky. Anyways, we are in Land Between the Lakes in Kentucky. We're in Land Between the Lakes. Fun fact for you, actually has 2 states in it, Kentucky and Tennessee. We are in the northern end of it in Kentucky. Our campsite, Energy Lake, got washed out yesterday. We were supposed to go there, but it got washed out, and so we had to do a little quick adjustment. And now we're staying at Hillman Ferry Campground, which is beautiful. There's a lot of cool people here, and we're going to be exploring Land Between the Lakes for the next 5 days. So let's do it. Mike and Mike, yes. So this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when Bigfooters get together and we meet for the first time. Yeah. How's it going? I'm Mike.
Mike Smith.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We met each other online through Facebook, right. And you're a Bigfoot witness.
I am.
So can you tell us about what happened?
Well, a bunch has happened.
Yeah.
Over the years. My first experience was in 2020.
Okay.
And I would have, before that would have been the guy. I've been in my woods my whole life, and would need to see it, and I saw it.
Yeah. We're here in Kentucky, in Land Between the Lakes, which is really awesome. This is a beautiful place.
Nice,
I gotta say, this is incredible.
Yeah.
And you have seen a Bigfoot here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Multiple Bigfoot here.
Absolutely.
Can you explain your sighting?
Yeah. Well, so the first sighting was during COVID. My wife, I fish. You see, I pulled my boat over here with me today. So I'm a fisherman.
Yeah.
You know, and been coming here 30 years. Been coming here regular since about 1988.
Okay.
And I mean weekly.
Before I was born, sir.
At least. Okay. Yeah, I'm old. I'll be 52 this year. So, yeah, and had heard the stories of the strangeness and seen some stuff, and was aware of it, but not really, had never been impacted with it. So my wife and I, and at that time, I'm going to mess the ages up. It was May 10th, 2020. I remember that day.
Yeah.
And so I have, at the time, a 16-year-old daughter.
May 10th, was just, what? Yesterday.
Yeah. So
to the day.
About this, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's cool.
That's odd.
That's pretty cool.
So we had gotten out. We had gotten a boat in 2019, and had gotten out the day before. And around here, if you stay here a week, you're going to experience it. You'll have a great day like today. Tomorrow will be terrible.
Oh, good. Okay.
It's one of those things. So, yeah. So the May 9th had been great. And we're like, well, let's go fishing again. My wife had not been out. And so we had an infant daughter. I guess she was about 8 months old. Then I had my 4-year-old at the time and my 16-year-old daughter. So we were all wanting to get out. Again, we got to the lake. Man, it's 3-foot swells. We couldn't get my little boat out in it. But I knew a spot way back off the road where it would be calm. It's always calm there. And so we went, and I couldn't even launch the boat at the ramp. It was closed, but there was a spot where they put kayaks in.
Yeah.
I just put my boat in there, and I left it because I didn't want somebody to block me. I actually got a ticket.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I wrote on it, "I saw Bigfoot" on the memo. I didn't even care. It's like $300. So they'll nail you around here if you don't. It's federally run.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we left the boat in. We fishing was terrible. It was one little spot where we decided let's get up on the bank. We like to cook hot dogs.
Yeah.
Got on this little spot. My back's to the ridge. You can see how it is around here. So my back's to the ridge. I'm fixing the fire. The little girls and my wife stayed in the boat. My older daughter, she was fishing just down the bank a little, but I heard some people walking, and I I said, all right, y'all watch out. There shouldn't. The north-south trail was kind of close to there, but these people would have been off track if they'd been walking up there. So I said, y'all just watch out. Nothing came of it, and we ate our hot dogs. Everything's good. My daughter did ask, what do you think? Where do you think those people went? And I said, I don't know. I guess they saw us down here and walked off maybe. There was no. It's a 2-mile road down this spot. There was no cars. There was nobody close. We knew there was nobody close, but anyway, I'm pushing the boat off and got them all loaded back up, and we heard a knock. Just like I heard on all these Bigfoot shows. I've always been interested in this stuff, to watch, but never had experienced it. But I'm laughing about it, and the girl said, "What was that?" Well, I looked down and there's beavers chew the bark off sticks. They usually make really good hard. And I looked down there and I knew it would be a hard stick and it wouldn't break on me. So I said, they say Bigfoot does this. So I grab it, knock on the tree that I had the boat tied up to, and immediately from down this way, we get a second knock.
No kidding.
Yeah, and then we're just kind of like, I'm still thinking people messing with us. So all right, well, let's go. Let's just go down there. There was a little inlet, so let's just go down there. And this is all Kentucky Bigfoot Research Organization. I called them. They answered the phone at midnight.
Wow.
And they documented this, and that helped me when they came out and took me back up in there and just opened my eyes to what's in the woods.
Yeah.
But we go down there and I look up and sun was shining through on a spot, and I kind of just looked, and there was we know now, an 8-foot Bigfoot standing there.
Wow.
Just standing there. And I said, holy, there's Bigfoot. And I pointed, and that thing hurt me. And I couldn't tell. It backed up. Trees were about like this. They're spaced out, so I couldn't tell if it was up on the tree, but it kind of just backed up. So I'm in the boat on this side. My wife's here. Well, when I spun, because they're all where. When I spun the boat, it actually went away from the direction of the boat. So fast.
Yeah.
They say why people can't get pictures and all this stuff. If I hadn't just locked in on it, there's no chance I would have been able to, So I spin the boat back around to get my wife a better view, and when I hit the boat that way, it comes down this little gully. And we were about 30 yards away from it at that time. The guy came out and range found it, but then it pulled itself up up on the other side of the creek, and there were some trees shaking. I thought at the time it must have just grabbed a tree and been pulling itself, but we think now there was another one, and it was just shaking. My daughter did see the shaking, and so I put the boat in neutral, and we drift down the bank, and I'm kind of stunned, and it changes things, and the girls still couldn't see it, but about the time I put the motor in gear, the thing it screamed at them.
Oh, wow.
My ears ring all the time. It's called tinnitus. And so I had the motor right there, and I didn't hear it, but immediately they look at each other. What was that? Did you hear that? That was a scream. And my wife is like, get out of here. And we'd gotten far enough back in the bay where it wasn't too far. Something here could have come around and gotten to where our truck was.
Yeah.
And so she's thinking, well, I keep a pistol in my glove box. You're not allowed to carry here on you all around. But she's like, get to the truck, get your gun.
Yeah.
And we know now, I really don't think most Sasquatch want to hurt you.
No.
I don't think they're dangerous. I think they described the scream as this frustrated, guttural scream. I think it was just mad. I think it was mad we saw them. I think it probably smelled our hot dogs and had its mind set for food and was mad. And it was weird. They both said it was a frustrated kind of thing.
Yeah.
And anyway, we got in there, and thankfully a car was coming down, and so she felt a little better. But she was kind of shaken up, and so that actually. So I went home, called Charlie Raymond, Kentucky Bigfoot Research Organization. He came out a few months later. It was in the fall.
Yeah.
Took me out there. It's all on his YouTube, and it just opened my eyes. And then I've been a lifelong hiker. I hike and fish, and man, I found prints. I've had other experiences. I mean, it's neat.
Yeah.
I've taken some friends of mine. We've had a couple just recently, just in the boat. And it's been the most recent, fast forward, and you don't know for sure. And now I've had probably 4 clear sightings.
Okay.
My wife has had 1 from a distance now. I've got an area where I'm pretty sure, I think it's juveniles. I know an area where I think there's a big male and they're kind of grumpy.
Okay.
And then I've got some areas where there's some strange other stuff that's happened, you know, but I'm fishing and we hear this whistle, and my buddy that had been with me, he looked at me, because you just kind of know. It's always like a, you know, just a 2-syllable kind of thing. And he looked at me and he said, "What kind of bird is that?" I said, "Well, I don't think it's a bird, Michael," but his name's Mike. His name's Michael as well. So I'm
Bunch
like,
of mics.
yeah. So I whistled back, and it starts changing its cadence. Like I would go, and then you'd get, and then I'd mimic the slow one, and it'd get real fast.
Really?
So I told him, and I do this trick to try to, you know, I'm still trying to debunk most things. I'm not the everything is Bigfoot guy. I'm like, most things aren't, probably. But I said, okay, I think it's up here. Let me, I'm gonna start staring, Michael. And when you start staring their direction, I don't think they know you can't see them. And a lot of times that activity will stop. So he said, "Whistle one more time." Get immediate response. I said, I start staring, like locked in on it. Nothing. Nothing. And we tested it. We went in 3 other coves and tried to hear a bird that would do that, or try to, and it was isolated to that. That makes him feel, you know, we've heard the howls. Actually, over by Energy Lake, over that way, Crooked Creek, Taylor Bay, you can hear the difference in like we've got coyotes and there's red wolves. People say there's wolves. There's wolves that come through here. I don't know if they're living.
Okay.
But you can hear the sounds. You know, a dog's going to be like a woof woof, like a woof woof.
Right.
A cat's going to be a wow wow. You know what I mean? A deer will blow at you, but every once in a while you hear the you hear the, even if it starts with a W, you hear the whoa. You hear the human lungness of it. And we heard one of those this spring, and he just looked at me, and then the owls started going. I think in the daytime they do things that mimic maybe owls or birds, and then at night I notice, and I rarely go out at night, never by myself, not since 2020. At night you get a lot of the coyote stuff that maybe will blend in with the coyotes and things. So I've had a couple experiences with, you know, they talk about dogmen being over here.
Yep.
And I've just had some strange stuff, like DeMumbers Bay. I don't go there.
Okay.
I don't mess around over there. Over at Barkley Lake, it's interesting, between Crooked Creek and Taylor Bay. It's all in no hunting zone.
Yeah.
So that's where we heard the yell. You know, this always comes out, man. I was on that Small Town Monsters thing, and I told him, "You're gonna think I'm weird, man. I get feelings. My whole life, and I tell people that, and I don't brag about it, and I just spend enough time with me, and you'll be like, how'd you know that, kind of thing, right?
Right.
So I trust that, and I'm not having an exclusive on that. A lot of people, a lot of woodsmen have that kind of thing.
Correct.
So I don't hike, go by myself, do anything out of the boat between Crooked Creek and DeMumbers Bay. I don't know what's over there, but it's an entirely different feel and experience than what I get over on this side. It has helped, and that's why I do it. I haven't gotten too many people to think I'm really crazy.
Yeah.
And I want to create that awareness, and that's the only reason I do it, so people know what's out here. And I think, you know, there's a species that eventually needs to be protected. And I don't think they want to have anything to do with us. I really don't. I think it wouldn't impact us a bit. I think they've been here for years, and they'll stay here for years. You know, but it's neat to be aware that they're out there. It's actually become a neat part of my life. And I know there's people that have had worse experiences, and it's gone the other way. You know. But,
well, I appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us and sharing your encounters. And it means a lot to me.
Yeah, man.
Really does.
No, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah.
I've seen
cool stuff.
Yes.
Man.
Well, and I'll tell you what. There's some things in hindsight that come back to you now, that when you've had these experiences, we camp across Energy Lake, not at the campground, but on the other side. And there's really only one road that goes down. And again, it's all no hunting area. But I loaded up my boat again with my son. It's a stormy night, but it wasn't thunderstorm type. It wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad windy night or anything. And it's getting dusk, and we start hearing what we think is a knock. And so I start knocking back. And I'm getting immediate responses. If I knock twice, it knocks twice. If I knock once, it knocks once. And Marcus is sitting there, and I'm thinking, this cannot be happening right here. This has got to be something else. Well, then about that time, a giant tree, I mean, we're talking a tree like this, comes crashing over, probably 50 yards from our camp. And another one, it hits another one. So 2 trees go down. And I'm thinking, all right, there's just soft roots, something. But again, not real stormy. After dark, we hear a deer start blowing, a doe. So I think she's blowing at us because we've put a campsite over there. Well, I get up to use the bathroom a few hours later, and she's from me to you, standing there. Doesn't blow at me, doesn't move. She was still laying, blew several times over the course of the night. She was still laying there that morning when we got up. And then just looks at us and got up. And so now I'm thinking, was she being pursued by something? And then it was mad because we were in there, and she was using us for safety?
Yeah.
Because I've had that in the boat. We had one swim out right in front of us. I don't know how much you've been out on the lake, but all these coves, they've got a creek, and then they've got some peninsulas that are relatively shallow. So you'll have shallow, deep, shallow. Swam out right in front of our boat. I could have hit it with my fishing rod and got right in the buck bushes and stayed between my boat and the buck bushes. Marcus, my son, again with me, and he's like, what is going on? And then all of a sudden, to the right, you hear this, and I think it was chasing a deer. And that deer saw us and said, hey, it's not going near those people.
That's cool.
I mean, it's really neat.
Yeah.
And you don't start thinking about this stuff. I never, had that happened before my sighting, I thought, oh, it's got chronic wasting disease or some kind of crazy thing that deer do. And that's just another deer running off, you know. But it wasn't during the rut. It's summertime. It's summertime. So, man, it's no shortage of that kind of stuff if you just get out here. Bigfooters are great, man. This group has been real welcoming and real accepting. It's really awesome. The only thing I get salty about are the ones that they do it from behind their computer on their couch. And they're experts from the safety of the internet. And I tell them, get it, come out. I'm here. This is my home.
That's what I tell anybody. I say, if you want to experience something, come out with me.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Exactly right.
Come out.
Exactly
and
right.
Nobody takes me up on it.
I know. I know.
You know?
I've got a guy that I've invited him. Come on, man. I'll put you up in my house, and it's a tiny little house, but I'll put you on the couch, man.
Right.
And we'll go out, and then you just tell me. And yeah, probably some of it is owls, some of it is coyotes, some of probably 80 to 90% of it is explainable. But what about that?
The 1%.
1%. Exactly. You know, I always get on like the placebo effect. I guess my whole life, my dad warped me. You know, he was one of the first members of Delta Force.
Okay.
The guy, Charlie Beckwith, I don't know if you guys are into that, but the guy that started it, I used to call him Uncle Charlie. He used to bounce me on my knee. So that's, you know, he was really connected. He never wore a uniform.
Yeah.
And he had probably the truth. But, you know, I couldn't watch a news report. And he's like, Michael, that's not what's happening. Now, what's really going on here? You know, so I always had this warped sense, or there's other things there. The placebo effect in medicine, you know, all medicine, there's trials where they tell a guy with cancer, this is going to help you. It's a sugar pill.
Yep.
And there's always a small percentage of them that get cured because they think it. And the pharmaceutical company just kind of swoops that away and says, yeah, this drug works. 70% of the people. Yeah, but another 10% took a sugar pill and got, come on.
Yeah.
That, you know, that ought to be the news, you know. So they just sweep that, and that's what people do. They want to, what the science book says and what makes me feel comfortable, That's what the woods is. And that's what I'm going to do everything in my brain to make sure I convince myself that's what it is. But when something smacks you in the face like a Sasquatch,
you got to wake up.
I'm not going to lie to myself. I'm not going to be delusional about it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, I feel really blessed to live here and have this and to have these experiences personally. Yeah, man. Well, it's neat. I've watched some of your stuff and
I
seen what you.
appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's cool what you're doing,
Thank
man.
you.
It's
Thank
good
you very much.
because it helps. And I think people know now. Like, we still go in the ocean because we're pretty confident about what happens with sharks. Hello, baby. We go where bears are, and we try not to kill them because we're pretty confident. There's snakes around here. I don't kill them here. Rattlesnakes, cottonmouths, this is their place. I'm in it. But I'm aware. So, and I think that's what we need with Bigfoot at some point. We need to get to that. Don't mess their hunting up at night. Don't follow. I let them follow me. I've got the place I go. I wear the same clothes, same backpack. I stop at the same places. I don't do a lot of calling and signaling, and it's more like signaling. I'll knock maybe at the same tree at the same spot, just to kind of let them know it's me. If I get some interaction, I don't go after them. The few times I do, we wait a while. I let them follow me. I never want them to feel like, because I know. I mean, they're imposing. It's like the nice grizzly bear, and you hope it's nice, and you see these people with these trained bears, and you hope it's nice, but it.
It's 8 feet of lock, stock, and barrel.
Any second. And what really helped me more, and I think it was my dad, coincidentally, he's like, son, if those things, they've been there the whole time. Every second we've been in the woods, everywhere we've been. If they wanted you, and they're truly as fast as you said they are, they would have had you.
They got you.
You wouldn't be doing YouTube. You wouldn't be doing podcasts. You would be gone. And I'm like, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I've been there the whole time.
Because they allow you.
Exactly right. Exactly, because people don't understand. I don't know, and I'm just rambling here, guys. I don't know where I'm at. Now, I'm a spiritual person. I'm a Christian. I think there's a lot more to the Bible when you get in it and have that relationship and try to understand it that way than relying on what a preacher tells you. And I could go off on a whole nother, thing with that. But, what I tell people is there's so much more to life. And when you experience that, you've just got to be open. And it happened to me so quick. I wanted to think that they're a primate, and I still do. What I've seen is primate is a physical thing. But there have been some time. And again, I'm so fortunate I've got witnesses and people that are with me where I have heard them jump or heard them run or heard something. I'll say I didn't see them in those instances. So something large, turkey run on 2 feet. Turkey you can mistake for walking a lot if you've been out and messed with turkey. But it was a 10,000-pound turkey. I mean, it was heavy steps. And you walk around and you think, I'm going to see it. And I even told my wife one time, we hiked these hills. They go with me. They're great. So I had my little girl. She's 4 now, but at 2, I had about a 20-pound pack, and I put her at 20 pounds on. Hike up these hills. When we got to the top of the hill, I'm like, okay, you're going to walk. She was tired, so as I'm setting her down, she starts screaming. And there's not one. You've got little saddles if you go out. There's little tops of ridges and saddles that connect ridges. And if you understand terrain, it's always coincidentally these things happen at the perfect terrain feature for something to hide and get away from you quickly. But we hear this jump, like running. And I tell my wife, all right, there's 100 yards of clear woods here. We're going to see it. We step over there, it's gone. It's gone. And they're fast, but when I've seen them running, they're not that fast. It disappeared. And my friend Michael, that was out the day we actually cast that big track, he got so fascinated. He's finding tracks, and so he sits down to look at one. And I step a little forward. It's a little knoll that steps out again where you've got some open stuff. I step out, and there was something right there on the side, and it takes off. And he looks at me, and I'm like, "Come on, we're going to see it." It's gone. gone. I mean, so I still, you know, I tell people I'm 50-50, but I'm probably 60-40 now. They may be able to do some other stuff, and I don't know if it's just excellent camouflage, that kind of speed. I know things can talk in frequencies we can't hear. I personally, you know, I don't want to get weird and like a hippie, but this frequency stuff really fascinates me as I've gotten into this stuff. A lot of the infrasound is cool, but it's just how much of life is frequency. You know, I've seen this clips of opera singers being able to vibrate and they bust glass. And they bust. That happens. That's real. So I don't know if it's just they're able to change their frequency so our eyes can't see it. I don't know. I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's weird? I frustrate a lot of people because in my old age I've got my lane. I've got my lane. I would love to go to Alaska. I would love to see a bear at a distance, but I don't want to interact with them. Same thing with sharks. You know, the ocean's neat. I love fishing in the ocean. I'm not getting in it.
Yeah.
Don't want it.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
I don't go. I had my wife's family, her dad has a place in Florida, little gated community, really nice. I used to go down there and fish in all these little ponds full of big bass. We had a mild, it's usually in November around Thanksgiving. I'm from me to you, and I'm fishing this way, and then there's a pile of reeds, and all of a sudden I hear something, and a 6-foot alligator comes running. Luckily, I just spooked it, and it ran on by me, but at that moment, I'm like, I could have taken 3 more steps, and that thing was behind me. I don't really want to, you know, so I'm like that with Bigfoot. It's really interesting, really exciting, and I do want to know how I can interact with them safely and respect them. But I don't want to. A lot of times people are like, why don't you put a camera on? Why don't you take this evidence? Why don't you do this? Why don't you get a night vision? I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't have that for whatever reason. I don't have that. Why didn't you cast that print?
Right.
You know, I don't know. I know it's there now.
We are hoping to see some bison and some elk. I have never seen either of the two, to be honest with you. So that's going to be cool if we can see that. Danger. Do not approach elk. Huh. Okay. If you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, hello from Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area. We are in the Bison and Elk Prairie on the search for, you guessed it, bison and elk. And yeah, so far it's been unsuccessful. But this just goes to show you. Is that poop? Oh, whoa, wow, look at that poop. Holy cramoly. Guys, let me show you this load of crap. Look at this. What in the... Good Lord. There's another one. Another creamsicle. Oh my good God. Now I think they're, if I'm not mistaken, I think, oh, son of a, oh, we got one, we got two elk, 2 elk ahead, 2 elk, we got 2 elk ahead. There it is on camera. Oh, come on. A little better. Oh, there's more. There's more. We got a whole bunch of them. We got a herd. We got a herd, ladies and gentlemen. We got a herd down ahead. Herd down ahead. Oh my God. Hi. Hey, buddy. Hi. Oh, you're beautiful. Holy camole. There's so many of them. Look at you. Hi. Hello. Look at you. You look a little rough around the edges. Oh, it's okay. It's all right, baby. Hi. Hi, big boy. Hi. Hello. Hi. How are you doing? What's good? What's your name? 200? Your number 200? Hi, 200. Man. All right, I'll see you later. I didn't mean to bother you. I'm sorry. Okay. You look like you're gonna ram me. Okay. Bye. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen before. Look at this. Hey guys. Hi. This was the best $5 that I've ever spent in my entire life. That's for sure. Oh, they're bison. Those are bison. Baby bison. Oh, God. Oh, oh, they're crossing the road. Oh, they're on both sides. Oh, oh.
What do you think you want to? What do you think you want to do?
How about we go somewhere where we can do a short little night hike?
Okay.
And nothing too intense because I got to get up early tomorrow. And
okay.
I'm already hurting a little bit.
I got you.
And then we'll head back to camp.
Okay.
Does that sound okay with you?
Yeah, let's go. We'll just, we'll just go into Sugar Bay.
All right.
And there's the north-south trail, and if you want to cut up this little cut through where the track trap is, then that puts us on a gravel road, and we can probably hike and circle around. That'll be pretty short.
Sounds good to me.
It's a neat little spot.
I like it.
So that right there is Duncan Lake. If you go down that road we just passed,
Okay.
that's Duncan Bay, and then the next bay is Sugar Bay. So this is from there all the way down to 6880 in Barnett Bay. I've hiked every bit of it.
Okay.
Including a lot of getting down in these hollers and gullies. So this is kind of my
Yeah, that's awesome.
right in here. Well, this is a spot where I've gotten most of my activity. It's just the terrain is good. There's a lot of deer, a lot of connections to other places. There's several places where if something wanted to get to the other side and not be seen, it could. It's pretty remote.
It's very remote.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and you see there's basically 2 cut-through roads, and that's it. So it's just a neat spot, and again, it's where I've had most of my sightings and activity come in this area. So Now the rest this way, you've got over a mile, probably almost 2 miles. There's nothing else back there. You don't access this unless it's on foot. And you start doing the math of a square mile, 640 acres.
Mm-hmm.
So when you've got, you know, probably 4 sections of that, if not more, over there. So you've got sections of 2 and 3 and 4,000 acres where the only way to access it is by foot, it's on foot.
Yeah.
So it's more conducive to wildlife than humans, basically.
Sure.
And over here is more. There's a section over here is probably 8,000 acres, and there's no roads, there's no access unless you're on foot. So.
That's off trail.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Ready?
I'm ready, buddy.
All right, I'm following you.
All right, let's do it. First footprint ever found. We're at that creek.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Huh. Uh-oh. Did I have my phone with me? Can you call me? It's not on me. I don't have it. Hopefully one of the two. I already lost my phone in Florida. I don't need to. It cost me $1,573. No, they sure don't. Man, now I'm unsettled.
Well, and it's really cool. There's a lot of old roads here, and I think they've been traveling them for years, and I think they stay traveling the old road.
Okay.
And this is one of them. You'll be able to see it as we go up. I always kind of stop right here, just kind of let them know. There's a couple ridge lines, one there, where if they're going to be watching you, they can stay on this ridge line over here. They can watch the whole lake, the whole campground.
Mm-hmm.
They get on this one, you can see all the roads that are coming in. And then the next one, it's a shortcut. You can get to the next bay. It'd probably take you 3 or 4 miles, 20, 30 minutes to get there if you stayed on the track, and you can probably get there through the shortcut in 5 minutes. So
Wow.
it's just a neat.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that about it until I got in it, you know. So we'll go up here. There's no trail here, so we just kind of gotta.
Hey, so when I was in Maine, I let a guy take me off trail, and he had no idea where he was going. And if it wasn't for me and my phone,
Yeah.
we would have died out in the woods. So seeing that I don't have my phone right now, you're not gonna.
We're good to go there.
Okay.
I
All
can
right.
do this with my eyes closed. I don't know why my light keeps going out, but I got extra batteries. Look at that.
Yeah, it does keep going out, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is where you're gonna find some tracks. Right here.
Yeah. What is this?
Well, that's interesting. That's the interesting thing. And we don't have to go red if you're gonna look for them. There's 2 or 3 sections in here where it's just a seep.
Yeah.
And
I don't care if we go red or white. It doesn't matter to me.
white's fine.
Um,
It'll help you see if we help
Yeah.
you see that stuff better. If you actually want to look
see
tracks,
some tracks.
be secret. But you'll find stuff like that all over here. Their travel way.
How did you find this road?
Just dumb luck, man. I just set
Really?
out to, well, like I said, the first prints I found, that first creek I showed you,
Yeah.
it's right over this hill. And there's a spring and there's a tree structure. It's fallen down now, but it's one of the first tree structures I ever found. It's right over there too. Whole tree fell down. It looked like it'd been happening for years.
Yeah.
So then the next time I came up this creek, and that's when I found this. And I'm like, this is amazing.
Here, let's listen for a second.
Do you ever do calls?
It's rare. I knock when I get up to the top of this trail sometimes, or I've been clapping here in the last few years.
Oh, okay.
Just doing a couple claps. And they really can't step through here without
leaving a mark.
Yeah, without leaving a mark, because the creek gets up. I'll find a lot right in here.
That looks.
That's odd. That's an odd one.
Yeah, it is.
And then you see these little places. You just don't know.
They're just too. Yeah.
I think they purposely know not to step and leave a lot of traps sometimes. But sometimes you just can't help it.
Right.
And in these areas where you feel more comfortable, like I even see. So the deer has come through right here, and that's a buck deer because you can see the dew claws on it. But then you look at this little spot right beside here, and you can almost convince yourself there's a heel,
Almost,
and a toe, and even maybe a claw mark. So you don't know there's another impression right here. It just looks odd. So you don't know. This is where I'm gonna clap. I've never been in here at night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we'll see what we get.
Let's do it.
Usually it's going to come from out this way. Ready?
Yes.
Well right there.
Oh, yeah.
They put the problem with it, they put a safety net around this one, but I can take you to 2 or 3 more that you just gotta know where they are. You'll drop in.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow. Ooh, stop. Stop.
What you got?
Movement. Big time movement.
Oh yeah, here. This is where they are.
That sounded quadrupedal. Yeah.
I built myself a little lean-to.
Oh, no kidding. That's yours?
Yeah. You're not really allowed to build them here, but
Yeah.
so it looks like
Look at you.
Well, it looks like the storm probably wreaked some havoc here.
Yeah, a little bit.
On these branches, but that's
pretty cool.
my reflective card. Here's the cool thing. I've got pictures of this. I've never put a cam up. So I line rocks up on this. You can see where there's a few.
Right.
And they always tend to find their way.
Right over there.
Back up here. And I haven't been here in several months, but when I'm coming back here every week, they'll be in a pattern.
Yeah.
There'll always be one skip a big space, 2, 3, and they're not where they have just fallen off. They get moved. I had a geode sitting in the end of this one. I left, and it's gone, it appears, when I first started coming here. And I had a sighting right over here. I came back, and there was a big tree upside down, leaned up, pointing that way. And Larry Sidwell, that guy, he said, what they're telling you is you stay on this side, they're going to stay on that side. And I've never been up on this ridge here.
You never been over to the other side?
I never go. I go down to the creek, and I go down to the water. I don't go up that hill. Where it fell out, so it might have fallen out. It's not gone. There was I don't know if there's a spider in it. It was shoved down in this tree.
Yeah.
Like that. You can see the piece, so I don't know if that's been ripped off.
It could have been storm damage too, maybe.
Storm damage,
yeah.
Same thing as these.
You want to do another clap?
Yeah, let me see.
See if you get anything.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah. I like to tell people that I applied for Naked and Afraid, and I did.
You did?
I did, and I got to the process, to the part where they need to send a picture.
Yeah.
And I tell people it's because my junk's too big that they couldn't, or the blur guy was gonna have to spend overtime. That's why I didn't get on.
That's great.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And I don't know.
That's interesting.
Yeah, a lot of it's tree fall. But I find enough of it. There's actually the ridge we were going to. It's rough. And again, I've got pictures and video of it. It's intricate. That clearly plays.
Yeah.
I've never seen another person back here. I've never seen signs of another person. Nobody's ever messed with my stuff.
Yeah.
You can't rule it out.
No.
But it's just.
Yeah. Now this may be an amateur question, and don't shoot the messenger, but shouldn't we be going downhill?
No.
No. Okay.
We gotta go back up to that ridge. We're not to the.
You gotta go up to go down.
Yeah,
okay.
We're not up. Let me just call. Now that we're going out, and see if we get anything that way.
All right.
If it comes from there, it might be a camper messing with us. But it's the only call I've ever gotten any response back to. That was my walking stick. Woo!
That was a good call, man.
Thanks.
That was rocking.
That's the only one I've ever gotten. And usually, if there's coyotes around, they'll start calling back at me.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, that's at the right decibel and pitch level.
Yeah.
That was a good call, man. Yeah, what do you think that movement was, deer?
I think it was deer. A lot of times, if you think it's a Sasquatch or it's bipedal, it's going to be moving away from you in that instance. And that seemed to just hang around.
Yeah, you're right.
And was kind of oblivious to what we were doing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But I think what you said, I think it was probably deer.
Yeah.
See something like that.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. God, I wish it was so much more conclusive.
I know. But I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Like you can even see with this one, and could be something old. You can almost see, and a lot of times what I look at is was this stick. Is that a root? That's probably a root. A lot of times, you know, you'll see the stick is actually pushed down.
Mm-hmm.
That's old. That's an old one.
Yeah.
And it could just be natural, but it's just weird that
It's like that.
it's shaped just like a foot.
Yeah, you're right.
We just like this spot.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a neat.
And it's not. Don't take this the wrong way, but it's not bad off-trail hiking.
No.
Like it's like doable.
Yeah.
A lot of places I go, you go off-trail and it's like just thick mountain laurel and rhododendron and.
You go back to work.
See that?
Huh?
First of all, there's something walking. And this looks like.
Oh yeah, here. Now right here on the. That's right.
Yeah. I freaking have one. You want to take it out of my backpack? Top. Yeah.
Oh, right here's that picture I showed you.
Oh, no kidding.
That's where I got that.
I'll take a look. I don't see anything.
Oh, that's cool. Well, it show up as like dark black.
Black hot, yeah.
Okay, I don't see. That's awesome, man.
You don't have one of them?
No, I need to get one.
Yeah, you do. I thought everybody had one of these.
Come out at night. This is the first time I've
True.
been out at night in 3 years, man.
That was fun.
Yeah, man. No, that's a neat little.
That is a fun little
That's a neat little jaunt right there.
thing. There's my phone. Found it.
All right.
Woo! That's a relief.
Good deal.
All right. Well, we came and we saw and we experienced.